Do you have any other cryptocurrencies beyond Bitcoin?
I do. And the reason that I do is because these currencies aren't really currencies. Bitcoin is the money, right? Remember the difference between money and currency.
Yes.
Money is actually a store of value. Currency is just a derivative. So I don't really, nothing can compete with Bitcoin. So my definition of the maxi is nothing can compete with Bitcoin. It is the reserve asset of the internet economy. No other network can grow at the pace to compete with Bitcoin. Even if you have like another Bitcoin Cash moment, Bitcoin Core is still going to be around. It's still going to be the Bitcoin. So there's nothing that anybody can do to compete with Bitcoin or to fight Bitcoin. It's already won the fight. And all of these other currencies that are trying to compete with Bitcoin, and that was really bad for Ether, trying to become like a hard money. I mean, like it's the opposite of if I was with Ethereum, what I would have said is, listen, guys, let's just do a split. Let's do 1,000 to 1 split. For every one Ether you have, you get 1,000 more tokens. And they'd be like, "What? Why would you do that?" Well, I'll tell you why you do that. The same reason people do a stock split, because number one, the price is going to go down significantly. It would have went from 4,000 down to $4. That would have let a lot more people enter into the network. But most importantly, gas fees would have been 1,000 times less, right? Because it would have taken the same amount of ETH, but you would have been paying pennies per transaction, not hundreds of dollars. And it was the gas problem that even created all the other L1s that we see right now. All the other L1s are a result of the gas problems that were faced on Ether. And the way they went to handle the problem was, well, you know what? Let's make it even harder. No, Ether's not money. It's a currency that's used to manage my money. And that's where decentralized finance comes in. Yes, Bitcoin is a store of value, but it is transforming from digital gold to digital collateral. And smart contract platforms are making that a possibility. That doesn't mean the smart contract platform is worth anything. That doesn't mean that the protocols are worth anything. What's worth something is Bitcoin. These things only exist because of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is equity. The entire future of finance will be built around Bitcoin equity. That is just a fact because it's the only equity in the world that's verifiable. Even all these bank balance sheets are not marked to market, and they're using fake formulas that they get to come up with to apply a value to their balance sheet. So the picture is a lot worse than we can even imagine when you're able to look under the hood and kind of see all the laws and regulations that they've come up with in order to allow them to continue to take risk and profit with the people's savings. But Bitcoin is the number one asset in the world. Nothing can compete with it. But we need to evolve Bitcoin from digital gold to digital collateral. Remember, gold failed because it couldn't act as collateral. You could not post gold as collateral and then settle with $1 billion worth of gold with somebody around the world. It would cost more money to fly that gold around the world than maybe even an
That's
interest that
right.
you would pay to borrow against it. Bitcoin is the first asset that has quick, easy, cheap settlement, but then all of the money properties of gold. So where Bitcoin is better than gold is that it can actually be digital collateral. And the financial system is built on top of collateral. So the hardcore Bitcoin maxis, who I love, but they're out there saying, Bitcoin is the way, Bitcoin is the solution, there's no other answer. Absolutely. But do you expect all of finance to just disappear? Do you expect people to have no financial products whatsoever to exist on the marketplace? Should it only be person to person exchanges? That to me doesn't make sense. I mean, even if you just let personal credit go, I understand that. Let's no personal credit. But shouldn't businesses be able to take credit against their cash flows? I mean, these are just financial tools and products that help improve society and help the pace at which we can develop and move forward. And I don't mean that credit is required for that. I don't believe that at all. Value is only created by people. Value and wealth is only created by production and consumption of the people. You can create as much currency units as you want. It's not going to create wealth. It never will. That's why we're in the problem we're having today, because they believe that you do create wealth by just printing units. But no, you devalue the entire system when you create units. What you really want to do is you want to increase production and increase consumption. And properly built credit markets that are commodity credit markets that are backed by real equity and not backed by debt are going to facilitate a marketplace where the economy can grow in a sustainable way And I really truly believe that when we do transition to a Bitcoin standard, humanity is going to move forward exponentially, not only because of truth, the foundation being built on truth, but because of the financial tools and products that can be used in a trustless way. Right now, people are worried about who they trust, how they're supposed to trust that person. Or, I mean, everything that's in a contract requires trust. There's counterparty risk. So Bitcoin eliminates a vast majority of that, which means that eliminates costs, it eliminates friction, it eliminates delays, it improves the business process. And all these good things are going to come from having an equity-based standard and getting rid of these debt-based backings that we were told were going to work and ultimately are proving to fail.